The sixth holy day is the Feast of Tabernacles, when the whole world will rejoice before God. It's a 7-day event today. It's great rejoicing because what it represents. It represents the millennial reign of Jesus Christ, a time when Satan will be bound, when everything will be plenteous, where peace, prosperity, joy, happiness will rule the world for 1,000 years. It's a great event, the Feast of Tabernacles. Notice Zechariah 14 and verse 16. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem shall go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. This scripture, if you'll read before it, is millennial setting. In other words, Christ has returned. The millennium is now set up on earth, and this is what all nations are going to do. Now, keep the Feast of Tabernacles. Now, how could we have an event that is going to occur in the future? All nations are going to be keeping the Feast of Tabernacles and hear absolutely nothing about it in church today. How is that? That we have an event that all nations, all people are going to be keeping the feast in the millennium when Christ returns. And you don't hear anything about it at your local church today. Your preacher's not going to go there. He can't go there because he doesn't keep it. And he's not going to tell you to keep it because he doesn't keep it. Again, this is incredible. Notice verse 17 of Zechariah chapter 14, verse 17. And it shall be that whosoever will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain. So God is going to punish some people for not keeping the rebellion will still be there, by the way. Well, I'm not going to do that. No, God, I'm not going to keep your feasts. The rebellious heart will still be there, but notice what God does. And of the families of Egypt that go not up and come not, they're not going to have any rain. This shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite the heathen that come not up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. Verse 19, this shall be the punishment of Egypt and the punishment of all nations that come not up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. Okay, right now God is just asking for your knees to bend. Okay, keep my feast. When this time comes, God's going to break some legs. And the feast, the feast is just a foretaste of what is coming, the kingdom, the government of God. And you might as well get used to keeping it today because you are going to be keeping it in the future.